Hello and welcome to MIDAS tutorials. In this tutorial we're going to introduce you to MIDAS 3.11. Now version 3.11 is primarily a maintenance and compatibility release. It fixes a number of bugs found since version 10 was released a few months ago, and it also ensures compatibility with Microsoft Internet Explorer version 9 and Firefox version 4. That said, there are a number of new features that have made it into version 3.11. The first one is you'll see that Dutch is now an officially supported language. And if we log into MIDAS, one of the more popular requests we have here at MIDAS is the ability to allow discounts to certain clients when generating invoices. So this support is now present in version 3.11. If you go to MIDAS admin options and manage venues, first thing you need to do is check that you've assigned room rates to all your venues. This can be found in the Rates tab. Now if I select a venue here, in this case I'm going to go room 3, you'll see that I've set the hourly rate to be $50. So if a booking was 2 hours long, the charge would be $100 and so forth. That's the first step. The second step is to go into Manage Booking Types. And in version 3.11 you'll see a new field has appeared here which says Booking Type Discount. This allows us to assign a percentage discount to different booking types. So for example, I have a community booking type here and I want to offer a 50% discount on room rates to any clients who are community clients. So I input 50 in the box here and click Save Changes. Now if I add a new booking into room 3 for 2 hours, and I assign it the community booking type, I want to also create an invoice, so I tick this box here and click Book All Available. A booking has then appeared in MIDAS here, and if I go into the invoice screen I can view the invoice here, and if I click this button here I can have a look at it. You can see the room rate is $25 an hour as opposed to $50 because it now includes 50% community discount. Whilst we're on the subject of invoices, version 3.11 also contained a jump to feature here. If you know an invoice number, rather than having to scroll through a page of invoices, you can enter it here and click OK, and it will jump you straight to that invoice. The invoice screen also now paginates in version 3.11, so if you have lots of invoices, rather than displaying them all on one screen, you can page through them. In this release, you can also close venues between certain dates. We're back in our admin section again and we go to Manage Venues. You'll see two new fields here, Closed From and Closed Until. So let's go for room 2. Let's say your room 2 is closed for maintenance for 2 weeks at the start of February. We can click this field here and say from February the 1st it's going to be closed until February the 15th. Save Changes. This will prevent any user from making bookings between those two dates. It will also appear greyed out in the main booking screen. So if we go to February and select a date in that range, you'll see room 2 comes up as unavailable. Now there's a few little tricks you can do with this as well. If we go back to our Manage Venues screen and select room 2, if we get rid of the closed until date and just have a closed from date, this will allow us to make bookings up to this date, but then any future bookings won't be made in this venue. This is useful if you have a venue that's reaching the end of its life, it's being closed down, you're relocating, etc. You don't want to take bookings past a certain date. Just enter a value in this one field alone. Alternatively, you can do it the other way around. If we get rid of the closed from date and put a closed until date down, If you have a new venue that's currently being built or isn't due to come online for a couple of months, you can add it to MIDAS right now, but close it until a certain date, so you won't be able to make any bookings in that room until that date. Other new features in the admin section for this release is if we go into Manage Users and Permissions, you'll see a new button here saying Clone User. This button is really useful when you come to add new users to MIDAS, as it allows you to clone the permissions of an existing user, so you don't have to go through and manually tick or untick checkboxes. So we have one user in here at the moment, MIDAS Sales. Normally if I wanted to add a new user, I would have to click Add User, and it would reset this whole form. And I'd have to go through and manually add all the details. However, in version 3.11, I can select an existing user, MIDAS Sales, and click Clone User. This will clear the details for the person's name and email address, username and password and so forth, but it will keep all the existing permissions from that user. Version 3.11 also allows you to pin booking details to the booking information panel beneath the calendar. If we go to a date with bookings, when we hover over a booking, information appears in this panel. When we move our mouse away from the booking, information disappears. Version 3.11 allows you to keep this information or pin it to this panel when you move away. To do this, simply double click on one of the tabs and you'll see a little pin appear next to it. Now when I move over a booking, the information appears. When I move away, it stays there. And the information will stay there until I move across over a different booking, at which point this information panel will update. Version 3.11 also includes some real-time updates to various parts of MIDAS. For example, if you're viewing the grid view and another user in your organisation makes a booking on the date you're viewing, you'd no longer have to refresh the page. The booking will automatically pop up and appear in your grid within a matter of seconds. Same applies for the recent activity log, which also now updates in real time. You don't have to refresh the page anymore. When another user performs some activity on MIDAS, it will automatically appear in your log. And that's our quick guide to version 3.11.